which one of these is gonna get murdered.
Make it that one.
Yeah. Alright. I am screen sharing, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I don't know what the intention of the original Triple Trouble is, but this one treats it like a direct sequel to Sonic 3. Cutscenes and everything. It does some really cool things that we'll get into. The opening of this game is really, really neat. I like how they open it a lot. So for like starters, we can switch back and forth. Instead of like picking one or the other, you get both of them and you can actually switch which one you control. How do I think that you can... Okay. Okay, yeah, it does give them both of their abilities from Triple Trouble, which is nice. It's very well animated. Oh yeah, we switch to Tails here. But right off the bat, you get to be freaking supersonic. It's great. And then he throws a fucking temper tantrum on the ground. And there's the fucking sexy beast thing. Alright, so yeah, they recreated every single level and added more detail. A significant amount of more detail, but I really like this game because I like everything that Triple Trouble's doing up until a point, but it's clear it was made for like a weaker software with the Game Gear. And then this one just said like, okay, let's take the good ideas that Triple Trouble had and like with modern technology we can basically take advantage of it, like we can like expand on every idea, because Triple Trouble had a lot of really solid, like I said, really solid ideas, but it was just so limited on the Game Gear, like more limited than the first game. Oh, that was a cute detail with the birds. I like it. Yeah, this game's just, I'm losing a lot of ranks on that first fucking level, but yeah, it's just full of little details, and I love it. If there has been a competitor for like a fan game as good as Roboblast, this is definitely it. I hear Fallen Star is really good too from Chris, but another fun little detail to use I don't think they are right now actually, but a lot of these signs use the same sprite work from the original game. It's like a little callback. I like it. So what's up with you, Mitzi? How's the Halloween place going?
Oh, we're having a good time. Honestly, it's a blast. I come home and I'm tired as fuck, and like I've lost my voice and like my bones ache all over. But then like, it's like when I'm in there, I'm having a good time. It's
That's
just when
good.
I'm not in there and I come home and I'm like, I'm fucking tired.
You're ready to be done.
But like, yeah, I'm like, I come home and I'm just like, oh god, why do I do this? While I'm in there and I just hear that first scream of the night, I'm like, oh yes, that's why I do this.
Mitzi, during October, works for a Halloween... I mean, you probably talked about it during these before.
Yeah, I work for a marketing attraction.
Yeah.
It's a fun time. I've gotten to be a clown a lot of nights this year.
Nice.
I'm excited. I love clowning.
Pitch Mad Dog to them.
Pitch Mad Dog.
So we have like this dog character who runs around with a shotgun.
Yeah.
And the scary part is he's unhinged.
I did see in the costume, like trailer that we have, that there is a bloody like bunny head that I don't think we have ever used, or at least they've used maybe in like previous years that I haven't been there, and it's just stayed in the costume trailer.
Yeah.
But I looked at that and I'm like, why aren't we using this? I looked at that and I was like, oh my god, we got furries here? Oh, awesome.
Nice. Ah, fuck. I gotta do something for Halloween. I mean, I guess like movie night will probably have some Halloween options coming our way.
Yeah. My first pick is the Disney Channel original movie, Don't Look Under the Bed.
Cool, I've never seen that one, so I don't think I have. Maybe I did a long time ago. It's always possible.
It's one of the movies that like I have not watched in a long time, and I have bits and pieces of it in my memory, and I remember liking it. It's got a weird plot.
I don't know if I have a good Halloween pick this year, because a lot of the horror movies I like, they're a little weird. They're more like psychological horror.
Yeah.
But I
like
do...
psychological horror.
Like, technically, I think one of the scariest movies I ever saw, I always say this, is Synecdoche, New York, because it genuinely ruined my life for for like a month, but... But I don't think...
You did mention that.
I don't think that'd be a good movie to show. I think that's, if I describe it and it sounds interesting to you, watch it, but otherwise, stay away from it. Because it's a hard one for me.
I was talking about The Haunt earlier, but for like a brief 5 minutes last night, we didn't have any customers, and that allowed my mind to wander, and I started like just having an existential crisis about life and death and aging and the void that comes for us all. And I like realized like after that, like a couple minutes after that, I was like, wait, hold on. I am standing here in the middle of a fake bathroom, dressed as a clown, having an existential crisis. This is my night. Like that sort of like snapped me out of it. I'm like, perhaps this is not the time or the place to be doing this, brain.
Actually, what's it back here? Nothing again. Yeah, I mean, the thing that bugged me about Synecdoche is I was going for a period of time where I was kind of like, God, I'm sure there's a word for it. I don't even know how to describe it, though. But, I was afraid constantly of, like, death through illness. And Synecdoche, New York is a movie about a guy who's, like... Oh, man. The best way I could describe the movie is a spoiler.
I'm sure you've told me before. And
Probably.
I've completely forgotten.
What
I remember about it is recently Matt told me about it. And what I remember him telling me about it is that it's about, like, a fake city, and that's it. That's all of my brain's got.
Yeah, kind of. To me, the main theme of the movie is death. But, it is about a lot. I mean, part of the, like, what the movie says is it's a movie about you, you know? It wants to connect with you, and it doesn't necessarily want to connect with you in, like, the nicest way.
It wants to connect with you in a way that hurts you, like electrocution.
I don't even think it's like the intention is to hurt you, but I think it's just, it's a very personal movie to the director who made it, and it is highlighting some of the more uncomfortable aspects of life. But I don't, looking at interviews with him, I don't think it was ever, like, his intention to, like, make people upset or anything like that. I think it's just an honest portrayal of how he feels.
Well, yes, but I feel like when you take on this subject matter, naturally, upsetness is going to happen. Mm-hmm. I don't even mean that in a bad way. I don't even mean that, like, you should not make stories about that kind of stuff. I just mean that, like, regardless if that is your intention or not, it better be your intention, because that's just what's gonna happen. Like, that's...
And I think that's the thing. I think the reason he even mentioned it is he's well aware of the reaction that people are gonna have to it. It's just like, I think more than anything, it's more of like, even if a movie seems to be a negative production, there could be a light at the end of the tunnel with it, or there could be, like, it might be more about trying to make a connection than anything else. Because there are people who just make movies to make you miserable. And then there are people who make movies that express something genuinely, like, that's just them trying to be honest about how they feel about something.
Well, yeah, I mean, I believe that there's a lot of, like, power in sincerity.
Yeah.
And, I don't really think what I mean is, like, oh, he just wanted to hurt people's feelings. Like,
I don't think you are.
Say that. But like, I just think that if you want to feel something, if you want to connect with people in something, naturally you are going to want to connect with the bad feelings as well.
Oh, yeah.
The unwanted, the uncomfortable feelings.
Yeah, I think it's more or less just, like, in a sense of, like, broad, if you're explaining what you're supposed to feel broadly,
Yeah.
Like, what's your intention as a filmmaker? At the end, like, you're gonna do a lot of things as a filmmaker and a storyteller, but what's the main thing you want to accomplish? What's the end game?
Yeah.
Regardless, I think it's a wonderful movie, but it's just like, man, it's I don't know, it's something that I was, keep in mind, I was perfectly comfortable showing you guys, like, the rehearsal and stuff like that, but then stuff like Amori and Synecdoche, it's like, this really fucked with me. So you gotta be ready. Yeah. I'll show it to you guys, but you have to be, like, prepared for something that might fuck with you. And if you're not prepared for that, then we won't do it. Because it's like, it's something that I took home with me, even though I was home. It's something that stayed in my mind long after I went through it, which most of the time is a really good thing, but I don't know, like, I fucking love Amori and Synecdoche, but it's just like, God, it was, like, not pleasant the first time I went through those. They genuinely struck a specific chord with me that just, like, and honest to God, that's another thing, we're all different people, so, like, what hits me like that might not hit you guys like that at all. You might, like, have no idea with what I'm talking about, but, yeah, I don't know. Was there, like, ever a piece of art that you enjoyed that just, like, bothered the hell out of you forever?
That bothered the hell out of me forever.
Okay, not forever, because I am, like, good with...
I know. I'm trying to think if there's, like, a piece of media that made me legitimately depressed for days. And it's like, I want to say a movie, but I can't say a movie. I know that there are movies that have made me sad. I know that there are movies that have made me feel deep things, TM. But I want to say that there are 2 deaths in the same podcast that hit me like a fucking train. And this is like a spoiler for that podcast, but like if you don't ever bother listening to any of it, that's fine. Like,
is this like Magnus Archives?
It's not Magnus Archive,
Okay.
although there was a death in there that fucking like got to me.
I will
Like,
listen to Magnus Archives. I like what I have listened to. Me and my brother actually listened to 5 episodes of it on a road trip. I need to get into it.
There's one, okay, without trying to spoil it, there is one character that dies, and you think they're going to come back, and they never do. Like, there is a character that dies without you knowing that they died, pretty much. And you think they are going to come back, and then they don't.
Yeah, that could... I've seen stuff that does stuff like that, where it's like you're waiting to see them again, and then it finally hits you that you're not going to.
Yeah, they die. But the Adventure Zone, actually, 2 different arcs had a death of a character that stuck with me for days. It was mainly because of, like, how they died and how the effect of that carried on after. Like, in the show. And one of them was, the death of a bard, and he was just like he wasn't even a player character, he was an NPC, and his name was Johan, and he died, and at the end of it, like, this, like, it's hard for me to explain to somebody who has not listened to it, but basically,
I've listened to a couple of episodes. My brother was a big fan of it.
Yeah. There is, like, this whole... God, how do I explain the fucking memory-erasing jellyfish? The jellyfish releases the memory of all this stuff.
Oh, I hate you.
There's, like, a story that goes through and a song, and it's, like, basically, this character has been feeding this memory fish these songs for years. It's called the Void Fish. Damn, I'm gonna go into a whole explanation if I don't stop myself now. But basically, it's insane. Like, a song sweeps through the entire land, like the entire earth, and it's like songs that he's written and that get, like, out into the world that he's never had anybody hear. And, there's, like, one last message from him that rings through the entire earth, and my soul, it just made me feel everything. And then there's this, there's the death of Ned Chicane, who is a character that Matt would love. Ned Chicane is a Matt character. I swear to God. Yeah, he's a character that basically pretty much has like a falling out with another character before his death. And he dies trying to save someone else. This someone else that he saves is the girlfriend of the character he has a falling out with. And he saves her, and he gets shot. And when the other character comes back and they find his body, like, she is so distraught, and she's like crying, and she's like holding on to another character that they were all like friends with. She's holding on. He's like, she's saying like, he can't be dead because I told him to leave. Like, he can't, like, and she's broken up, and she tries like healing him, and it just doesn't work. And it's such a thing. Like, it hit me so hard, and just like the way he dies, like he's like lying like flat on his back, looking up at the stars. It's something. It's really something. Okay, it's insane. I don't even know why I'm telling you all of this. I just feel like I have to explain to you how it hit me in my soul, in my heart, in my everything.
No, I hear ya. It's another show I'd like to keep listening to. It's about finding time, really. Cause it's like I love listening to podcasts while I work on stuff, but that one's just so I feel like you have to pay attention to that one. Adventure Zone and Magnus Archives I've tried to listen to while working, and I mean, I can barely listen to them while, like, doing a fucking car ride, you know, I need to, like, pay attention. I need my focus on it. Whoa, what happened there? Why did that... Okay, that was weird.
No, but, Ned is a Matt character. He's a grifter. He's, you know, he's a lot like Grunkle Stan. That's the character people like compare him a lot to.
Okay.
He's a lot like Grunkle Stan. There's a lot of differences, but he does run a little like curio shop for like paranormal shit.